It's me. Tonight I watched Last Shift, and spoilers, like all the videos. You should know that at this point. Um, I liked this one. I want a good stretch here at the tail end of this thing. But, I think the ending is what I like the most, because they left it very open-ended. Like, the whole time there's this cop, and it's her first day on the job, and she has to guard this old, station house. And you pick up as it goes that, this station house was abandoned, they moved to a new one. The only thing that hasn't moved is a bunch of old evidence. And so she needs to guard the building and just make sure nothing happens, nothing's tampered with, whatever, until people come to pick it up and move it. And so while she's there, she starts seeing things, and weird things start happening, and then you start picking up as it goes that there used to be like this Manson family kind of thing where there were these folks that were like killing all these girls, and it was this whole deal. And she's getting more and more details, and you find out that when the killing originally happened, her father was one of the responding cops, and then he died, and that's why she became a cop, and this and that. And it starts to go back and forth, and you wonder, are her visions real? Is she actually seeing these ghosts, or is it just something that's in her head? You don't really know. And then as it goes on, it escalates. She sees more and more things. Things get a little worse. Things start interacting with her. Some of these killers that she's seeing are now like injuring her, and it's this thing. And it all comes to a climax when finally she starts trying to kill these ghosts that she's seeing, and then she ends up, as far as we know, getting shot by her captain. And then she sees the ghosty killer people that she killed were actually the folks coming to pick up the evidence. However, right before fade to black credits happens, the killers come out from behind the captain, and then the captain disappears from behind them, and then they put like a bag over her head or something. So in the end, you still don't know what was real. Was the station actually haunted and she was seeing those things, or was she nuts and she accidentally killed the transport people, and did her captain stop her? You don't really know, you don't get that closure, and you could probably make the argument either way, which is really cool. I like that. I like that it's interpretive and ambiguous, and it leaves the question. I enjoyed that aspect. And everything up to that was kind of fun. The tension was pretty good. There wasn't too many slow bits. And, they explained her backstory and, what happened, but in bits and pieces here and there, and some of it you just kind of had to pick up. There was never just a huge exposition dump. It was always more of a, tidbits of information just here and there, naturally occurring throughout the plot. So it made more sense. It fit the way they did it. It turned out pretty good. One complaint I will say I had is some of the effects were a bit hokey. It seemed to go back and forth, because there were some bits that looked really good. Some of, the people with the bags over their head and, the bloody face on the bag, and that looked kind of cool. And, when she shot out the door, and then the bullet holes in the glass would almost instantly, heal, and the glass would be whole again. I always love when they do that in movies. That's a really cool effect, so I enjoyed to see that. But then there were other bits, the one that really stuck out to me was when a body kind of drifts into shot, and you can tell it's being suspended or hung on ropes. You don't see the ropes, but you may as well. It looks so hokey and dumb. It looks like a Weekend at Bernie's kind of thing. It's just so, I don't know, it's so poorly done it takes you out of the movie for a moment there. It absolutely kills suspension of disbelief because the effects are just awful in that scene. That body floating in looks horrendous. So the effects in that part were not great. Not at all. But I think overall they were mostly good. And the acting was really good. The main cop, she went back and forth between, being sure that someone was screwing with her, or that, what she sees, wasn't really a thing, and then being absolutely terrified. She does a good job at conveying both of those things. And then You don't see a lot of other characters, you know, you only get like tidbits of like the killers or the other ghosts. Um, there's another cop that shows up as a ghost, and for a while, just as they're talking, you know, it just seems like a normal conversation, a little bit of on the job ribbing, blah, blah, blah. So that's all well and good. And then you find out he's dead and one of the ghosts too, possibly. But like their interaction felt good and normal. Like it was well done. I enjoyed the acting, the story, the pacing. That was all fine. So I guess really, aside from that one scene with just the very cheesy looking body, I don't have a lot of complaints here. You know, it was a good movie. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I really love the ending. I mean, I spoiled it for all of you, so my bad. But yeah, it was a decent movie. So give it a shot, or don't. I mean, I'm not your mom. Do what you want. Bye.